Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a recap of the Indiana Hoosiers versus the Miami Hurricanes in the national championship game. I do apologize if I sound sick, because I am, and I do apologize if this video is kind of sloppy, but let's get to it. To start, in the first quarter, the game was kind of more a defensive battle game, which I had a feeling that it was going to be when you go into this type of game. I will say I think Indiana's defense kind of proved why I think, are one of actually are the best defense in the country. They are very elite, especially Aiden Fisher. I think he is probably one of the best linebackers I think I've watched in college football. The first quarter is very sloppy. The Miami couldn't even get a first down, and Indiana actually had more movement than what Miami was getting in that first quarter, because they were able to run the ball, which was a big reason to Indiana winning this game overall, or even just maintaining the game, and is why they kept the lead, because they were able to run the ball. So first quarter ended, it was, I think 0-0. I think Indiana scored. I think they scored in that second quarter, because I think they scored in that, like, the start of the second quarter. Then Indiana does end up scoring. They end up getting down the field. Like I said, running the ball and passing, they were able to mix up the game, which was kind of keeping Miami on his heels. But also Miami's defense, at least Miami in general, that first half did not look like they came out prepared, like fully prepared for what Indiana was bringing to them. Like, their defense was missing tackles, missing assignments. It was miscommunication. And it just felt like Miami was not prepared for what was coming, and it's just one of those things where you could tell, like, they had to regather themselves, like, okay, this is what type of game it's finna be. And they got into halftime. The score was 10-0, and it kind of got, because Miami had a missed field goal going into the half, which hurt really, because that cost them 3 points, which they would have went into the half only down 7, but you end up going into the half down 10 still. And Miami really need to have, because they had to regather themselves. You could just tell by how that first half was playing. They needed to regather themselves. They came out swinging. They got the 3 and out, because Indiana got the ball coming out the half. They got the 3 and out, and Miami came down. They scored. Mark Fletcher is arguably, I think, one of the best running backs in the country. And I think going into next season, since he's coming back, is going to be the best running back in the country. I can't even think of anybody else who would even be better than him right now. But going into next season, he's going to be the best running back in the country. And he had a monster game. He's been having a monster game in almost every playoff game. Like, no defense has really been able to stop him. But it ended up, I think what really flipped the game for Miami is the block punt that led to a touchdown. That's what really changed the game, I think. And I think Miami also not being able to capitalize on a lot of opportunities they were getting, and they were also getting pinned back a lot, and like almost in their own end zone, inside the 10 or inside the 5. And when you're getting stuck, when you're playing such a good defense as Indiana, you're just not going to run up and down the field and score on them, which Miami's kind of been doing to teams. They were able to score on Ohio State's defense a lot. They were able to score on Ole Miss. Didn't really have they had a good defense, but I won't say a star caliber defense that was going to stop a high powered offense like Miami. Texas A&M defense, they only scored 10 points on their defense. So Miami has a high-powered offense, but once they run into a excellent defense, they kind of get stagnant. Because throughout that first 3 quarters, yeah, but like I said, Beck felt off target this game. I feel like this is one of, I won't say his worst games, because he played solid. Like, he manages the game very well. This felt like the Beck that was in that SMU Louisville game. Like, he just felt like, I think it wasn't even throughout the game. I think it's just that final drive where he threw the interception for the game. I think that's where it's kind of where he just like he wanted the long ball. And granted, he would have probably had it for a touchdown if he overthrew it a little bit, but he underthrew it, which ended up turning into an interception. And then Indiana sealed the game and won 27-21. Now, a couple of key things I want to talk about is first is Fernando Mendoza. He deserved the Heisman, and I think he is arguably he deserves that being the number one pick in the draft and the Heisman. People made this Heisman race like, oh, it's the least deserving Heisman because nobody's really popping off. He deserved it. After that national championship game, he showed why he deserved it. Yeah, but like I said, I think this Indiana team is a top 10 college football team of all time. They defensively have been amazing this season. Offensively, they've been pretty steady. Another thing, too, I think we are giving Carson Beck and number 24, Ethan O'Connor, the corner on defense, too much. Hey, granted, Carson Beck, I can understand being mad at him for throwing that interception at the end. He didn't have to. He didn't need to. He had Malachi Tony wide open in the middle of the field. But I don't like the narrative of, yeah, Beck is like, Miami fans were, yeah, Beck is he's the, like, beginning of the season, they were praising him. They were, yeah, he liked that, and then he mess up, then it's like, oh, nah, we knew that, like, you can't switch up like that. And Ethan O'Connor, he didn't even play bad. He was just it's tough to guard a back shoulder pass. Like, I don't know what y'all wanted him to do with that. The first one he played right because he didn't want to get beat deep, and he wasn't supposed to get beat deep. So he played over the top on him. It was a perfect placement back shoulder pass. The second one he played good too. He actually played the back shoulder. It was just an underthrown ball at a perfect place. Like he could have played the ball a little bit better on the second one, but other than that, it's not much he could have actually done. Like, I don't know what, he tried his best to guard, like, cause they were not trying to get beat deep. Like, Miami's not a team who lets explosive plays or plays like that happen. So I'll give him some slack. Like, I'm not too rough on him because like he was trying to play the best defense that he possibly could, and he was on Charlie Becker, who hasn't dropped a pass all year. So, and Charlie Becker coming back next season, he's gonna be tough to guard. For Beck's case, like I said, y'all just, the way y'all switching up on him, I see Miami fans switching up on him, it's kind of crazy. But I can see why he gets it. At Georgia, he was shaky. He wasn't really, but he felt like a game manager who could win a national championship just because of the system that he came from with Georgia. And when he did, the experience in him being clutch was actually helping Miami out. I think just at that moment in the national championship game, I think it kind of overcrowded him in that moment to be like, I want it all. And the thing is, like I said, he had it. He just underthrew it. If he throws that ball more, but then also Marion wasn't looking for the ball, so it was kind of a back and forth both ways. But overall, to me it was a really good game, and I think one of the best national championship games we've seen in a while. Probably out of these last 4 years, since most of them just been blowouts before this one. But yeah, that's it. Kind of a short little recap video, but I'm gonna definitely do another one. I'm gonna do multiple, but I'm gonna do a video on the top players to look in going into next one, the top teams going into next. Those are gonna be 2 separate videos, but I'm gonna do those. I hope you guys did enjoy this short little video. Like I said, I'm sorry if it was sluggish. I am kind of sick, and I was kind of just winging it. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all, but much better content is gonna be coming out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys next time. Have a very, very blessed day.